everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's not my channel. Hi everybody, my name is Chris, if you haven't seen me on this channel in a while and are wondering what's going on with that. Hi, my name's Chris. I'm Kristen's husband of 8 months now. And I actually was gonna come on here. Kristen put up a video probably about a month ago now about how she did Zumba every day for a month and her weight loss with that. I have been on a little weight loss journey for most of this calendar year. As of this morning, I'm down 44 pounds and just wanted to come on here and do a video talking about what I did, why I did, how I did, and kind of what's been working for me. So kind of the interesting thing about this, just a little bit about my background. I'm now working in IT. I have a desk job full-time. Before that, I worked in tech theater. I was a tech director, so a much more active job. I grew up a fat kid, and in high school I kind of slimmed down some. I was at my thinnest at one point in college, partially because I was in a show where I was a prisoner in a concentration camp, but also because I was broke and couldn't afford food. So my thinnest I've ever been was 170. Then for a long time I kind of hovered between 185 and 190 and would always say, like, I'm never going to go over 200. And I was at around 190 when Kristen and I met about 5 years ago, and at some point between then and a few years ago that increased a lot. I went over 200 pounds and stayed there. And my heaviest, I was about 225 and kind of settled at around 222 as my normal weight. And then the beginning of this year, we were in a show called She Loves Me. We had our first read-through. The entire cast is there reading through the script, and there's a line that my boss in the show has always invited me over for dinner, and his line was, "I get heartburn and you stay thin." And at this first reading, in front of the entire cast, the director decided it was the appropriate time to change the line to, "I get heartburn and you stay the same." And it was one of those things that hit me in a way that I didn't really expect. I would have had no problem if the line had been changed in like a blocking rehearsal when it was just me and the couple of actors in that scene. But I kind of took umbrage at the fact that I was called out like that in front of the entire cast of the show and made it my mission to try and get her to change the line back. So that happened. Our first read-through was, I think, was that in December? Yes, so that was in December. Around that time, so I've been really into VR for a while. I've been playing a lot of VR games to keep me active. There was also a new game on the Nintendo Switch that I had asked for Christmas, and my lovely wife was kind enough to get for me, just telling me that she thought I needed to lose weight, apparently.
You asked for it for Christmas.
Wow. Anyway. So I had these things and decided it was time to make a change. One other thing that's kind of a backstory to this. In my job, we have a culinary team that prepares us lunch every day. This is in the before times, back when we had offices that we would go into. So every day for lunch I would eat what was prepared in the office, and there are also snacks around, there's soda machines, and I had gotten into some really bad habits of I would go in the morning and have whatever pastry or whatever they'd provided for breakfast. Sometimes it was little egg frittatas. I would have that. I would probably get some coffee in the morning. I would do lunch, and then after lunch I would get a bag of chips, and then maybe later in the day I'd go and get another snack and come home at night and have dinner and probably snack some more. So that was my normal routine. And throughout December I said, okay, I'm working out. I was doing one of the games I'll talk a little bit about later, Beat Saber, and that was my workout. I was trying to get in shape. Didn't really do much. January rolled around, and after not seeing much change on the scale, I said, okay, we're gonna take this a little more seriously here, and decided to change my eating habits in addition to getting my exercise on track. So one of the cool things is we have a smart scale now, so I can actually give you some of my numbers from when I started all of this. The first day when I really started doing all this was January the 12th. One other thing that's been very handy in this, around that time in December, I'd gotten an iPhone, I'd had an Android phone for years, and my company, through our insurance company, we have Aetna, they have a thing where you can get a free, air quotes, Apple Watch. Through the insurance company, they'll give you an Apple Watch, you pay for shipping, and then they give you goals to hit with the Apple Watch of burning a certain number of active calories every day. If you meet those goals, the watch is free. So I have this Apple Watch now, and early on it was, hey, you need to burn 400 active calories for 3 days. Over time, if you hit that goal more and more, it gets harder and harder. So at this point now, I have to burn 600 active calories every day of the week. That's really helped me stay accountable. Anyway, total tangent there. When all of this started, my weight was 222.2. My body fat percentage was 26.1. Muscle mass was 37.8. I don't know what the water weight is. I don't know. That's just a percentage, it kills me. And BMI of 30, which meant I was obese. Just for context, as of this morning, I'm at 178.4, 17.6% body fat, 42.4% muscle mass, and a 24.2 BMI, which means I am normal. So that's what's happened. How did it happen? Well, there's a few things to talk about there. First, we'll talk about diet. So, like I said, January 12th was when I kind of kicked into gear on all of this. I was still working in the office, and we were in the middle of rehearsals. I would have rehearsal every night, Sunday through Thursday. So what I did is I would eat whatever the lunch was at work, but that was all I ate at work. Not true. I would do breakfast at work. I would get a Greek yogurt and just do the Greek yogurt, and then have black coffee with that. I would eat whatever they had for lunch, and it is really good food, pretty healthy. There's salads every day, usually a protein of some kind. So whatever that was, I would eat that. And then in the little bit of time I would come home before going to rehearsal, I would make myself the same meal every day. Meal is a jelly sandwich, no peanut butter, just a grape jelly on bread, goldfish crackers, and a Diet Coke. That was what I would do for dinner every day. I know it's not the healthiest food in the world. It's me eating like I'm in elementary school again. But what it did for me was it gave me a constant. I knew that I would have this meal that's probably 300-400 calories, maybe, ballpark. I'd never measure out how much goldfish. I'd just pour them onto a plate. And I would have that for one of my meals every day. When I came home from rehearsal, I wouldn't snack, I would work out. And most nights, that was about 45 minutes of exercise. So that was my routine through rehearsals. When March rolled around and we moved to working from home, I didn't have those meals prepared for me anymore, so I just shifted things. I made the jelly sandwich my lunch every day, and then for dinner I'll eat whatever with Kristen. On weekends, or if there's times when we're going out and having a meal, we'll still get Chipotle, we'll go out and do a fancy dinner. There's never really been a time that I can think of where it's been, I can't eat with you, I'm dieting. I still live my life pretty normally. It's just, when in doubt, one of my meals every day is this child's
What did we
food.
snack on before, though? Like, what were our snacks that you did omit from the diet?
So the snacks that I've cut out kind of depends on when you're talking. If we're talking when I was at work, I would do cooked potato chips. I'm a salty snack guy in a lot of ways. So, and at home we'd usually have some pretzel rods, things like that. I love popcorn. We got a popcorn machine before the wedding. It's probably our most used wedding gift, and I still use that all the time, but instead of downing an entire thing of popcorn, I'll split it across 2 or 3 servings. I also really like sour gummy things. Airheads makes these delicious rainbow sour gummy candies that I would occasionally just stop at a gas station and get a bag of those and eat the entire bag, which is probably like 800 calories or something. So all of these were things like, it's just a habit, a routine that I was in of I'm gonna eat things because they're there. I don't think I ever drank a ton, but I've cut down on that as well. So that's the real change I've made to my diet. I standardized that one meal and I've stopped snacking. Other than that, I haven't really changed a ton. While I've been home, I have, for some lunches, been substituting out the jelly sandwich and goldfish for a strawberry banana smoothie and goldfish. And we'd started doing that some during rehearsals. We'd go to a Pulp here in town, and this is not a sponsored video.
It should be.
But we would go to Pulp and say this is our dinner. So I've been substituting that in sometimes, but I've never really been hungry with all of that. It's just what I do now. It's kind of nice because it takes the guesswork out of what am I gonna make for lunch. And I can come downstairs, slap some jelly on bread and pour some goldfish out in less than 5 minutes. The other piece of all of this is the workout.
Time to run.
I have struggled for a long time to find a consistent workout. I've been a member of gyms at various times. In fact, I'd been paying for a gym membership for probably 2 years, and I probably went less than half a dozen times. It didn't really fit into my schedule. It wasn't a part of my routine, and there wasn't anything there that I really enjoyed doing. I could go and run and walk on a treadmill, but that wasn't very engaging. I could sit on a bike, but that didn't give me much of a workout, and I've never really been into lifting weights a ton. So the thing that I found that really worked for me is I love video games. They entertain me, I enjoy doing it, and I've found a few things that I was able to do, and they gamified working out for me. The first one is a game in VR called Beat Saber. It's available on all of the major VR platforms. I play it on my Oculus Quest here, which is a standalone VR headset. And Beat Saber is, if you're familiar with Dance Dance Revolution or Guitar Hero, you have a highway of notes coming at you. Except in Beat Saber, you have 2 lightsabers, like from Star Wars, and you slash at those notes. They have arrows on them and show you which direction to slash, and it's time to music. I got really into Beat Saber for a while. I played it almost every day. With Beat Saber, like, you can mod it too and add your own songs, so I had a bunch of Disney musical theater on there. And it was solid, but it wasn't really quite doing the trick for me. Then I got Ring Fit Adventure.
Time to run.
For the Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and I think this was the one that kind of kicked things into gear for me. Ring Fit Adventure basically takes sort of a full body workout and wraps it around the shell of a role-playing video game. Almost, the battles are kind of like a Pokemon type thing. So you run through an environment, and occasionally you come across bad guys. You run by running in place, holding this fitness ring, and when you run into bad guys, you battle them. And the way you attack them is by doing workouts. Arm workouts target red guys, ab workouts target yellow guys. It was really fun. It was a way for me to take this workout, and the nerd part, the video gamer part of my brain said, ooh, numbers are going up, my level's going up, the amount of damage I'm doing to these guys. So I've, at this point, put probably about 40 to 50 hours into Ring Fit Adventure, playing anywhere from a half hour to an hour. Once or twice I think I did an hour and a half in a day. And you work your way through this story, sweating, you know, building up all the while my watch is tracking how much work I'm doing. I made it all the way through the story, beat the game, and have now started the New Game Plus, where I'm just working through the story again. I would alternate that with Beat Saber for a while. And as with anything, I did Beat Saber for a while and kind of started to burn out on that. Brought in Ring Fit. Did Ring Fit for a while, started to burn out on that. Pulled Beat Saber back into it some. And around the time when I was wrapping up Ring Fit, another game came out on the VR headset that is my current workout obsession, called Supernatural.
Now try to stay loose here. If we tense up...
Supernatural looks a lot like Beat Saber. So you have things coming at you to music and you slash them with, in this case, they're like baseball bats. The difference is Supernatural is designed as a workout and Beat Saber is designed more as a like reflex-based rhythm game. So, if you look at the videos of me playing both, although I'm not as sharp on Beat Saber as I was because I've been doing more Supernatural, Beat Saber gives you points based on how accurately you slice each of the things. The closer you are to the middle, the better your score is. And things come at you very quickly. So Beat Saber ends up being a lot of quick wrist movements. I got to the point with Beat Saber where I'd beaten everything in the game on Expert and was working my way through Expert Plus. Supernatural, on the other hand, gives you higher scores based on how hard you hit the targets. So instead of wrist movements, they'll actively tell you, don't use your wrists, they want full arm movements to get good scores. The other two things with Supernatural are they have the triangles that you have to either do, squats. They have the triangles that you have to do squats into or lunges, and it makes it more of a full body workout. On top of that, since it is designed as a fitness game, they actually have trainers that curate each workout. They put up a new workout every day. It is a subscription model. The first month was free, and after that, I think I paid $150 for a year of workouts. But they put up a new one every day with new songs, and the instructors will kind of talk you through it. Allegedly, they give you feedback based on how you're doing. I don't know how much that's true. I've done a few of these multiple times, and they kind of seem to say the same things. But it might just be that I'm that good and they don't have much to comment on. No. It's kind of neat because you'll find yourself towards the end of a workout getting tired and you'll have someone come in and say, okay, we've only got one song left. Let's crank it up to a 10. And okay, I guess I'll hit things harder. It's been really great. It's enabled me to get way higher calorie burn numbers on my watch than in Beat Saber or Ring Fit in a shorter amount of time, which has been great for giving me more time during the day to get other stuff done. On top of that, there's a couple other VR games that I've been doing on occasion. One which is called Box VR, which is kind of similar to these other ones. You have things that come at you, but this one you're punching. You have your left and right gloves, and it's either punch or a jab, an uppercut, or a hook at each note in time to the music, and you have to duck and bob and weave. I've tried most of the VR fitness games. Those are the big ones I've gotten into, and if you are interested in any of those, the Oculus Quest has been kind of hard to find. It's definitely the VR headset that I recommend. Supernatural is only available on the Quest. Beat Saber is on PlayStation VR. It's on all these things. The Oculus Quest is really great because it's a standalone headset. You don't need anything else. You get the headset, it does all the tracking, it comes with the controllers. I love it for my workouts. It's made something that I would have been doing anyway into something that's good for me. So, highly recommend. If you do have a Nintendo Switch, Ring Fit Adventure is also super difficult to find. Turns out everyone wants ways to work out at home right now. Luckily, I got into these things before the quarantine happened. But if you do have a Nintendo Switch already and can find Ring Fit Adventure, they've been restocking it recently. It's $80 for the game and for the ring that you need to do that. But wait! It could be free. See, they have been restocking recently, and I was able to get my hands on one. And so we're going to do a giveaway. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you do need a Nintendo Switch, not the Switch Lite, then go ahead and enter for your chance to win this copy of Ring Fit that I have next to me. To win this here Ring Fit, subscribe to this channel, give this video a big old thumbs up, and leave a comment down below about how you have been staying fit during quarantine. Okay, there's only like 45 minutes of this video left. Enjoy it. They've made a huge difference in how I look, how I feel. Like I said, I'm down 44 pounds right now. I was wearing size large shirts and I'm down to smalls. When I started doing all this, I had to put in a goal weight and I had put in 185. I'm past that now and I had to put in a new goal weight when I hit that. I put 175. At this point, I'm not so much concerned about the number on the scale for weight. My goal is to get my body fat percentage down to 15. It's 17 point something now. And part of that will hopefully be adding a little bit of muscle, not just dropping weight. So that's been my life for the past 6-ish months. Not even 5 months, I guess, as of yesterday.
What would you say to someone who just wanted to get started?
I think it's about just making it a part of your routine. At least for me, I'm very much a creature of habit. So for me, it was about this is what my day looks like, whether that's the meal or when I was in rehearsals, that meant I would come home from rehearsal every night at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and that was when I did my workout, and then I'd shower and go to bed. It was just making it a part of my day that I knew needed to happen. Until it becomes a habit, it's real easy to drop off of things. And I think the key for me to making it a habit was for it to be something that I enjoyed doing. So even if it was late at night and I really didn't feel like working out after a long day of work and rehearsal, I could con myself into doing it by saying, oh, it's a video game that you like to play. It'll be fun. And it would be fun. I'd be drenched in sweat afterwards, but it was fun. And that made it a habit for me.
Questions from Instagram. How do you handle late night cravings? I really like to eat late night, whether it be ice cream, cookies, or snack foods with my partner, and feel like that would be a hard thing to overcome.
Yeah, I was really bad about snacking at night. I would come home from rehearsal, I'd grab a handful of goldfish or a bag of pretzel rods or grab candy on the way home. And what it became for me was, I think the way I kind of eased myself into it was, I just got home, I need to do this workout, and I don't want to be up any later than I have to be, so I'm going to do the workout, do that, and at that point, even if you're craving something, by the time the workout's over, for me it was, well, I'm just going to get into the shower and get into bed, and by that point, you realize, like, I wasn't hungry, it was just something that I saw and wanted to put in my face. So it's been a lot for me about recognizing that if I don't grab that thing that's right in front of me right now and I go do something else, I'm not going to regret not grabbing that. In 5 minutes, I'm going to forget about the fact that I wanted that thing.
How has your wife been throughout this entire process? ?
Kristen's been super supportive through all of this. I think there have been times when it's probably been hard on her that now an hour of my day every day at least is gone to work out and shower post-workout. But unless she's lying to me, I think it's also been good for her. I think it's kind of motivated her seeing me do this. She would say I'm not someone that always does the best job of taking care of myself. I try to take care of other people more, so seeing me kind of take ownership of this. I don't know how hard it's been on her. I know, you know, she's dropped weight throughout all of this as well. I've never viewed it as a competition. I don't know if she has. You'd have to ask her.
No!
She's nodding her head that it is very much a competition while shouting no.
If it is, you're winning.
So since Kristen and I have these like very established workout things that we've been doing, we thought it might be fun to try each other's for a week. So if that's something you want to see, comment down below that you'd like to see that. What we're thinking about doing is a week where I play her Zumba game every day and do her keto lunches. She will do one of my VR games that I will program, put together a program for her, and my jelly sandwich lunch, and kind of comparing our results over the course of a week and how much we hate each other's workouts, or maybe they'll work for us. So if that's something you'd want to see, let us know down below. Also, if we do that, we're probably going to do a video beforehand of us like talking through what we're going to be doing. So if you have any questions for that, let us know that as well.
You have one more question.
Okay.
What's the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome throughout your weight loss?
I think one of the hardest things for me specifically was during Tech Week for our show. Tech Weeks are notoriously hard because you have no downtime. Most days during Tech Week you end up like grabbing fast food on the way to rehearsal, and then if you survive you're getting no sleep because you're getting home late, and you open a show and people want to go out for drinks. So that week I just knew I didn't weigh in that week. I've gotten in the habit of actually I weigh in every day. Today, like 90th straight day weighing in. I do that because it lets me see that what I did the previous day, it's not ever going to be like a one-to-one, like, oh, I worked out super hard and it went down. There are days when I've done some of the workouts that have kicked my butt the most and I see my weight go up the next day. Or I'll have Skyline chili for dinner and lose weight the next day. I didn't work out yesterday and my number went down today. It keeps me sane knowing that like day to day it might fluctuate, but overall I can see the trend line still going down. Once I kind of got myself in the mindset of this is my normal now, it hasn't been that hard. There are still days where I struggle to start doing the workout, or when I just say, oh no, I'm gonna lie to my watch and put it in workout mode while I sit on the couch so I can hit my calorie goal for the day.
Speaking of normal, what is your plan once you reach your weight loss goals? How do you plan on maintaining this without losing further weight?
Yeah, so once I hit my goals, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll need to keep working out because of this guy here. I need to hit my 600 active calories every day to pay for the watch. So at that point I'll probably say, okay, I'm not gonna do a jelly sandwich every day. I'm gonna actually mix it up and eat like a person. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. At this point I'm not like actively like I need to drop a ton of weight. I'm just kind of sticking with the routine. The difference I think now between my 170 whatever I am today versus my 160, like high 160s, 170 in college, is I think I have more bulk to me now.
What motivates you now?
Now I think it's a matter of kind of maintaining kind of what I've done so far. It is great to have that impetus of like I need to hit a certain number of calories every day. By the way, if you have your insurance at your work through Aetna, check and see if you have this option. It's Aetna Attain. I didn't know that this was a thing until I'd already been at the company for like a year. So if you have that option and you have an iPhone, it's definitely worth doing. I don't want to lose all the work I've put in. The other thing that's a very real thing for me is there's a history of heart disease for the men in my family. Most of them have had the first heart attack in their early 40s. I'm not that far from there. I'm gonna be 35 this year, so saying like I want to keep myself healthy so that I'm still able to be here and healthy for my wife in 10 years is a very real motivation. It's kind of cool that I'll be turning 35 and probably in the best shape I've been in, not far from 50 pounds down, which feels nuts to say.
I do not have any further questions here. I read theirs and I asked my own, and Aww, how come the cat sits well for your videos?
Because she knows that as soon as she wants down, I'll put her down. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through this, even if you didn't, thank you for watching. You just don't get to hear me say that, so that's on you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, ring that bell to get notified every time Kristen posts a new video to whatever channel this is on. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I'm sure Kristen will ask them to me. And like I said, you might see me again soon. If you try out any of the games that I've been using, let us know if you enjoy them. If you've gone the opposite direction on the scale through all of this, don't beat yourself up. It's a crazy time, and getting through it however you are is okay. So just because I'm a crazy person doesn't mean that you have to be.
Are we gonna eat burgers tonight?
Yeah.